We will continue striking Hezbollah. Anyone who has a missile in their living room and a rocket in their garage will not have a home. These are the words of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and Israel has been hitting hard. The latest Israeli offensive against Hezbollah is the Jewish nation's largest since the 2006 war with the terror group. It has left over 550 people dead. It has also left Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah alone at the top. Israel's military chief has asked his troops to prepare for a ground offensive into Lebanon. The offensive in Lebanon started with detonation of thousands of pagers and radio devices being used by the members of the Iran-backed Hezbollah on September 17th and 18th. Israel then launched an aerial offensive against Hezbollah on September 19th, even as Nasrallah was delivering a speech. The message was clear. Then, 3 of Hezbollah's top leaders have also been killed within a week. Ibrahim Qubaisi, the chief of Hezbollah's rocket and missile division, was killed on September 24th. Ali Karaki, a member of the Jihadi Council of Hezbollah, was killed on September 23rd. Ibrahim Aqil, head of Hezbollah's operation, was killed on September 20th. This is the list of top Hezbollah commanders who have been killed in the span of 7 days. To add to this is the death of Fawd Shukra, one of the most senior commanders of Hezbollah, just 2 months ago. Shukra's killing was a big blow to Hezbollah. With many of Hezbollah's commanders dead, Hezbollah chief Nasrallah will have to navigate the tough waters with caution. Despite all the backing from Iran, he will be feeling lonely also. Hezbollah has always survived without its top leaders due to its strong organizational structure and its ability to adapt. But with the death of several of its top leaders, and that too in a short span, its immediate future is in question. With the death of Aqil, Karaki and that of Shukra in July, the top leaders of Hezbollah after Nasrallah have all been eliminated. Some experts are also taking to social media to discuss the plight of the Hezbollah chief. All the Hezbollah leaders who were eliminated by Israel were crucial to the Shia organization. There was a reason why Nasrallah might be feeling lonely. Let's take a look at the importance of the 3 leaders who are now gone. First is Ibrahim Qubaisi, the chief of rocket and missile division. Ibrahim Qubaisi's death was confirmed by Hezbollah on Telegram on September 25th, hours after the Israeli Defense Forces or the IDF said it had eliminated him. His killing was part of Israel's aerial strikes on Lebanon, where it attacked the southern suburbs of Beirut, killing Qubaisi in a 6-story residential building in an airstrike on Guberi in Beirut's southern suburbs. Now, he was the chief of Hezbollah's rocket and missile division. According to the IDF, over the years and during the war, he was responsible for the launches at the Israeli home front. Qubaisi was a central source of knowledge in the field of missiles and was close to the senior military leadership of Hezbollah. Israel says that Qubaisi joined Hezbollah in the 1980s and held several key positions, including heading the Badr regional division. The IDF also claims that Qubaisi was the mastermind of the 2000 kidnapping attack in Mount Dor, which caused the deaths of 3 Israeli soldiers whose bodies were returned in 2004. Qubaisi was reporting directly to Hezbollah chief Nasrallah. Now, the second person is Ali Karaki, member of Hezbollah's top military unit. On September 23rd, aerial attacks were carried out on Hezbollah's Southern Front commander Ali Karaki. He was also a member of the Jihad Council, Hezbollah's top military unit. Hezbollah did not confirm the death of Karaki. A security source told Reuters that Karaki's fate was unclear. If confirmed, Karaki's death would be a considerable blow as he managed Hezbollah's forces on the Israel-Lebanon front. As reported by the New York Times, his troops would serve as the first line of defense against any Israeli ground invasion of southern Lebanon. Karaki was also on the list of US financial sanctions. Third person is Ibrahim Aqil, senior member of the elite Radwan force. Ibrahim Aqil was killed by Israel just days after the pager attacks in Lebanon. Aqil was a senior leader in Hezbollah's elite Radwan force. According to the IDF, Ibrahim Aqil had the blood of many innocent people on his hand. Israelis, Americans, French, Lebanese, and more. This is according to the IDF. Aqil, who joined Hezbollah in the 1980s, was the second in command after the killing of Fouad Shukr. He was wanted by the US for his role in the 1983 bombing of the US embassy in Beirut and had a $7 million award on his head by the US State Department. Hezbollah confirmed Aqil's death and called him one of the great jihadist leaders, adding that Jerusalem was always in his heart, mind, and thoughts day and night. The third person we are talking about is Fouad Shukr, the right hand of Nasrallah, who was killed in July. Fouad Shukr was the second in command of Hezbollah and was killed in July in Beirut itself. Media reports say Shukr received a phone call that directed him to shift from his second-floor office to the seventh-floor house. Fouad Shukr was among the founding members of Hezbollah during the Israeli invasion of Lebanon in 1982. He was considered Nasrallah's right hand. Shukr was also wanted by the US State Department. With the death of Aqil, Karaki, and that of Shukr in July, the topmost leaders of Hezbollah after Nasrallah have now been killed. So now, Hezbollah's Nasrallah remains absolutely alone at the top now. With the constant attacks on Hezbollah's hideouts and death of many of its top leaders, Hezbollah's survival is being questioned. For Nasrallah, who has the support and counsel of Iran, it might be getting lonely because of the eliminations of these leaders. Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant said the IDF, with its strike, was crushing the infrastructure that Hezbollah built in 2 decades. This was reported by the Times of Israel. He also highlighted the fact that Nasrallah remains alone now. Yoav Gallant's office has quoted him as saying this: "In the past day, we are crushing what was built by Hezbollah for 20 years. Nasrallah remains alone at the helm. Entire units of the Radwan force were taken out of service and tens of thousands of rockets were destroyed." Now, what does all this mean for Israel and also for Hezbollah? Experts believe that Israel needs to go on the offensive while Nasrallah is almost alone. Israel realizes that, and that is why the IDF is preparing to launch a ground offensive into Lebanon, into the enemy territory. With Hezbollah's top leaders eliminated and Nasrallah lonely at the top, this might be a time when Israel makes strategic gains. However, it has to be kept in mind that Hezbollah can be crippled, but eliminating is almost close to impossible. Do tell us what you think about this video in the comment section, and for more news updates, subscribe to India Today.